Thank you very much, Madam Chair. And congratulations to all of you. Amtrak is incredibly important to us in Vermont, as it is to citizens all across the country. But I really appreciate your service, and it's very, very, very important. A couple of questions that I have. One is, we've had a lot of flooding in Vermont in the last couple of years, and it's done a lot of damage to our tracks. There's been a number of delays in getting them repaired. It obviously has a huge impact on commerce and on travel. And it raises the question that is being asked around the country about these weather events that are more frequent and more extreme. So I'll ask a question, but all of you can think about it, to Ms. Clegg. What kind of steps will Amtrak be taking to adjust, frankly, to the extreme weather events that are certainly occurring often in Vermont, and I know in many other parts of the country?
Chairman Cantwell, Senator Welch, you know, I don't have a lot of expertise in that particular issue. I will commit to you that when I'm confirmed to the Amtrak board, I will dig in and find an answer and work on it. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not ever satisfied with just letting things be as they are. And this is certainly something that we need to work on.
No, I appreciate that. And I just would ask all of you, obviously safety is a major concern for you, and the weather events are going to affect safety. But it really does, I think, raise different kinds of questions about resiliency and how you do repair in a way that hopefully will get us through the next storm. A second issue that's really important for us in Vermont is the capacity of parents with young children, babies, to change their babies. Okay? I mean, this is really, really important in order to have train travel be practical. 28 million passenger trips in 48 states. The average duration of a trip on Amtrak most traveled route, the Northeast Regional, lasts about 3.5 to 8 hours, and most babies need to be changed every 2 hours. As you probably remember in the old days, for many of you. With Senator Blackburn, she and I have introduced the Baby Changing on Board Act, a bipartisan bill that would require all trains owned and operated by Amtrak to have a baby changing station in every accessible restroom marked with clear signage. I'll just ask each of you, would you each be doing all that you can? There's practical challenges to the implementation that would be the responsibility of Amtrak to adjust to. But that commitment to having that opportunity, a baby changing station for folks who are on these long rides that last longer than their baby can hold out.
So, this is David,
Yeah.
If I can go first. So I'm familiar with the legislation and understand the need for it as being a father of triplets. So I know how often kids have to get changed. The one thing that I would underscore, and I think there's a need for perhaps technical assistance in this area, is when I was at the Access Board, providing baby changing tables in accessible restrooms often became problematic if they weren't installed properly because they would intrude on the clear floor space. So,
no, I understand.
So I think that's an important consideration as well.
There's practical problems, but what I'm hearing from you is you realize it's a practical problem for parents to travel. I'm not going to go down the line because I'm hoping that everyone would be as supportive as possible to deal with the practical challenges. I do want to, Mr. Vittori, I want to ask you about pre-clearance. We have a great train that we want to, it goes to Montreal. Pre-clearance will make a huge difference and for the ease of travel, so you don't have those long lockups at the border. And the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act required Amtrak in cooperation with the Department of Transportation and other federal and Canadian entities to issue a report with recommendations on how to improve cross-border train service. This is really huge for us in Vermont. And if confirmed, Mr. Vittori, will you commit to working with me and my colleagues to establish a pre-clearance facility? We need a facility and expedite travel between Vermont and Canada.
Senator, being a victim, if you will, on rail travel at cross-border as far as delays, yes, you have my full commitment.
Okay, thank you very much. Madam Chair, I yield back.